Hi, my name is Franco Massaro, Accounting and Finance Advisor at Nakisa. Now, I specialize in lease accounting and all the elements that engulf it, but I also more so specialize in strategic financial planning. Today, I'd like to talk specifically on real estate management, and this will be the first of several videos strictly dedicated to real estate management in the new age technology-driven world. So according to PwC, PropTech, or in other words, technology used in property management, actually grew over 50% since 2016. This is substantial given we are in a data and technology-driven world, a digital age. However, what to do with this data as a real estate professional and what specifically to analyze, what data to analyze is really going to differentiate you as a real estate professional in optimizing your operational efficiency and ultimately achieving a higher ROI. Now, I'd like to highlight and get into more details on three key points which I feel are very important in all of real estate management. And the first one being keeping track of your critical dates. Your renewals, extensions, terminations, buyouts, really being able to keep track of them on a report basis and on a perpetual basis is going to be very important, In addition to this, having notifications actually set per asset and being able to communicate them en masse is also going to be critical. It goes more critical based on the fact that many assets can be geographically located with different constraints. For instance, an asset in Canada versus an asset in Europe might have different notification constraints. So effectively actually having the enablement to put those notifications and communicate them per asset with these constraints is also going to be key. What's important here and what I'd like to highlight more so is that all these events, extensions, renewals, really affect your cash flows ultimately, right? So we've all seen this happening a lot more often with COVID-19, extensions, renewals, buyouts, early terminations. All these events actually affect your future cash flows, which either reduce your ROU assets and ultimately can affect your business plan. So with all that being said, keeping track of your critical dates and in an intelligent way en masse is going to be critical and very important. Number two, going forward is keeping track of your money, your rents, so your payment by square footage, realty taxes, lease reconciliations, having all these rents and all these monies coming in, but actually slicing and dicing them per lease or per asset is going to be very, very important. And they're important basically for variance analysis purposes. So with your variance analysis, having a rent roll with actual amounts that can directly communicate with your AP and AR is something that is essential. But going back to the variance analysis, segueing it into your slicing and dicing of these different costs, what you actually paid versus what you budgeted, is very important given the fact, real estate is very capital intensive, therefore budgeting does play a major, major role. And thirdly, reporting. So who doesn't love reports, right? But the fact is you really need some robust reporting with forecasting, data analytics, BI, even AI. With all that being said, being able to build your custom reports is very, very important. And the reason I say this is because reports are sometimes industry or trend specific. Give an example, retail customers versus oil and gas probably need different types of reports. The enablement to actually look into your entire database and be able to customize every single report and with that communicate them to whatever level you need to communicate them is very, very important because it's specific to your company and can have a direct impact with your business strategy and ultimately your financial forecast. So with all that being said, I did talk a lot with these three high-level points, but whether you're a lessee or a lessor, your team definitely needs to be able to do this with your real estate management solution in order to actually thrive in the technology world. Pen and paper, Excel spreadsheets, even old solutions, they simply don't do the job anymore, especially for enterprise level companies. You need to be on top of your game, effectively synergizing your tech with your real estate management. With this will align real estate with your business strategy as opposed to it just being part of your business. You're aligning your resources and you're playing that agile type of resource management as opposed to something more waterfall down. So that's all I have for today. Please join me on a couple of different, like I mentioned, this is the first of many different videos that I'll be shooting about real estate management. In addition, please, I'll be open to having a conversation about how your organization actually leverages PropTech with respect to optimizing your real estate management operations. Thank you very much and have a great day.